Everybody is talking about how easy it is to make money from low content books like journals on Amazon KDP. But with high competition, what are some things that you can do to make your book stand out? Before you throw your whole side hustle idea away, I want to show you how you can use these secret journal design techniques for your Amazon KDP journal using Canva. No one is really talking about these methods to make your journal stand out when self-publishing on Amazon. So that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see my top 5 design tips for creating your best-selling journals. So let's get into it. Now, real quick, before we get into secret number 1, I want to let you know that I do have a full step-by-step journal course that breaks down everything about how to create and publish your journal on Amazon KDP. So if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend you checking out that journal webinar at bookbaguniversity.com or by clicking the link in my description. So again, we're going to be using Canva for these design techniques. And most are available to use on the free Canva plan, but some may require Canva Pro. So if you don't have Canva Pro, I do have a free trial linked in the description where you can try it out free for 30 days. All right, now let's get into design tip number 1. Let's start by using a generic template that we might use for a journal cover. So I'm going to go to create design and then going to go to custom size, switch this to inches, and I'm going to do 6x9 because that's what most of my journal sizes are, and then create new design. So this will give you your blank template. And so the first advanced tip or hack that we're going to do, we're going to come over here to the text tab. So once I click on text and then click on add a text box, just going to make this a little bit bigger. Choose a font. You see how some fonts give you the ability to make the text bold, but let's say when you make the text bold, it's still not bold enough for what you're trying to do. So one of the things that you can do in this instance is click on effects and then go to outline, and then you can make the outline black, and you see how that makes the text thicker, and then you can make it as thick as you need your text to be. This is what it looks like before we made it bold. This is what it looks like after we made it bold. And then this is what it looks like after we added the special effect. And one of the reasons this is so helpful is because if you're deciding to create your book yourself, one of the most important things that you want to do is make sure that people can read your text just from a thumbnail. So you see how big and bold that text is, how big and bold this text is. So you want to make sure someone can see it. So you want to make it as bold and as big as you can so that people will know what your book's title is or what your book is about from first glance. And so the next tip that I'm going to show you is powered by AI. Now, you may have already seen this in my Create a Kids Coloring Book video, but just in case you haven't, you would just click on the apps tab and then search for Magic Media. And so here you can use words to describe the type of image you're looking for on your cover. So maybe you want a floral cover. So you would just type in floral cover. You can see 4 images are generated, and then you could just play around with whatever image you want and set it as the background image. Now for me, I usually keep the style as none, but let's say for example, if you wanted to try beautiful individual flowers, and let's say you wanted to try in watercolor. Let's see what happens when we generate this image. I'm gonna go ahead and add a new page. Okay, so this kind of gives us like a pattern style image. If you like any of these, you can go ahead and click on it and bring it into your design and then click set as background, and that will bring the full image up as your background. Now let's take a look at a few more quick examples. A black woman holding a cup of coffee. And then let's say dreamy. So let's say I like image number 4 and I want to use her for the cover. I will go ahead and click it onto the cover and then set it as background. Now, when I clicked on the image, I noticed that she had too many fingers. So I'm going to generate again just to see if I get anything else that I may like better. All right, so let's add a page and look at this one. See if this one is any better. All right, so there we go. Let's say we wanted to see what it would create if we typed in a black woman on the beach. Okay, so I'm not sure about image number 4, but it did give us 3 images. Let's see what this one looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and add a page. And then this is the other image. Let's click on this one and set this one as background so we can see it. All right, so then you would have an image that you can choose. And then if you get an error like this, you can simply generate again to see what images it gives you the next time. And since I know someone is going to ask, I will go ahead and link Canva's terms and conditions when using their AI generator so that you'll be able to review them. All right, and so the next tip we're going to use, we're going to go ahead and add a page. and we are going to use the gradient tool. So let's go to background color here, and then when we go to background color, if we click on add a new color, you'll see where it has the option for solid color that you can add. For example, if you just wanted a solid color, then you could just play with that. Then you'll also see where it says gradient. So this is going to give it that multiple color effect, kind of like I used on this book. Instead of just one background color, it's really like rainbow-esque. So I like that feature, and I wanted to show you how to do that feature as well. You just click on gradient, and then what it will do is automatically pull from the main color that you already had, and then it will automatically give you another color to add to it. So then you can either change this color if you don't like it, or you can add new colors to it. So let's say if we wanted to maybe add like a yellow to it. Now we have those 3 gradient colors, and then you can even come here and change the style of it. You can remove a color if you just want to have 2 colors, or you can play around and change those colors. And so not only can you use gradient to design your cover background, but you can also use it if you're using shapes in your background. So if I do a search for shapes, and then I click on see all, and then let's say I may want to choose this shape, so we can go to color again, and then click on add a new color, and then we can make that a gradient color as well. So when you're putting your cover together, this is just an added tool that you can use to get creative in your designs. So we did our gradient with the background. I showed you how to do the gradient with the shape. And the third way that you can use gradient in your journal cover is by going back to apps and then searching for an app called Type Gradient. And this is what it looks like. So we're going to click on that. And so we can actually add text to go on our book cover. So let's say we want the text to say prayer journal. And then you can play around and change your font to whatever you like. Cranberry Garden. And so the way you would play around with the gradient is by moving or toggling these circles. And then you can also come in here to change colors as well, and then you will have more colors that you can play around with. Once you get it to the color you want, you can simply add that to your design, and voila. All right, and last but not least, let's say we want to create lines to go inside of our journal. So we would go here to elements, and then we would search for lines. This would give us the shape for a line, and let's say we want to duplicate these, and as we're duplicating, they're just kind of falling anywhere on the page. So I would just simply highlight all of the lines and then click on these 3 dots and then go to tidy up. And then that will evenly give us the lines that we would need for our journal. So let's say we're simply creating a line journal. So I want to duplicate all of these lines so that I have multiple lines on the page. We will highlight them, go here, and then go to tidy up, and then we can drag them across our page to make our journal lines. And then if we needed to duplicate it, we can duplicate it to bring out more lines. So that is how you would be able to create your journal lines. Sometimes you may want to start a little further down and then maybe duplicate one of the lines so that you can have a place where people can write the date. And then you would just come over here and add a heading, and then you can write date. So now they can actually journal. One more thing, if you notice that the lines are too thick before you duplicate them, then you can just click here at line style and you can make the weight thinner. So let's say you wanted to make it 2. And you see how it goes, it's thinner when you do that. And then that's what 1 looks like. And then you're making the line thicker there. And that's it. Those are some design techniques that you can use in Canva when creating your journal for Amazon KDP. If this was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so that I know to keep putting out more content like this. So let me know in the comments what's one tip you'll be using. And if you're ready to create and self-publish your own journal, then be sure to check out my full journal course at bookbaguniversity.com. You can also watch this video next to see me design a journal. Until next time, bye-bye.